everybody, you're here, which is a clear indication that you have made a horrible choice. Your decision to be here today proves that your time management sucks. But we're happy that you're here. It's another episode of Retireholics. My name is JD. I'm joined by Silent J, Justin McNeil. I was going to introduce Ryan Johansson's little brother, but he's not here. He's struggling at an airport. We might see him shortly. He's lost a bag at baggage claim. We'll see. But I'm going to introduce someone else that I never introduced, and I need to start doing it. Brandon Carlson is here with us today, a.k.a. BC, a.k.a. the best producer in 401k, which that's not really saying a whole lot, but still he is. And then drum roll, please. The newly dry cleaned, robe wearing and backward hatted destroyer of Nashville bars, everybody's favorite holic robe guy. Justin, this is the time where you intro the guest to our show, and you out there in the audience, you know what to do. Rate Justin on a 0 to 10 in the chat bar. Justin, this dude's a big time dude. I mean, he started a big-time company over the last 20 years. I'm just saying, no pressure. Don't fuck it up.
He's standing on a treadmill.
Right. Jesus. Anyways, just like our very own Chad, Third Chad is a nationally recognized go-to expert on retirement. He's worked with DC lawmakers to ensure the passage of small business-friendly retirement legislation. He's produced a documentary, Broken Eggs, The Looming Retirement Crisis. So, JD, your prior statement might not be totally true, but we'll see. Anyways, he's also been quoted in publications including the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, Wealth Manager, and Entrepreneur. But the one accolade that still eludes him, however, is that prestigious cover of the 401k Specialist magazine. He's the founder and CEO of Ubiquity Retirement Savings. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Parks.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
I thought I was on the cover twice. I guess that was a different magazine.
Yeah, he has.
I searched.
He's been on the cover of magazines, bro.
God
so I
damn
think
it.
he might have you outdone. We get one.
I
we
don't
get on the cover
do
of one magazine, Chad, and we start talking shit to people we think haven't been on the cover.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm
okay
like-
to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to get my EGOT, right? So,
Man, I searched specifically. You cover 401. Damn it. Oh, wow.
and where in the hell did you get that picture? Oh my God, I'm in my,
We tend to make some.
this is, no, perfect. Okay, I mentioned Palm Beach. I grew up in Jupiter. Burt Reynolds, Jupiter, Florida. It's a perfect tie-in. I love it.
we tend to make some modifications.
So you know Tiger Woods then?
He came after me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play some games today, and I want you to get comfortable with these games, Chad. The first one is Chat Bar Champion, so do your best to keep your eye on that chat bar. You're going to vote for one individual out of the chat bar that's your favorite at the end of the show. They'll go in the finals, and then you know the deal. You out there in the audience, you will vote for the winner. We are also going to play Acrosin. I know you got a penalty drink there. You showed it to me, so thanks for bringing that to the show. Very good, very good.
Oh, very nice.
If you say an initialism,
It's not a penalty. It's a pleasure.
if you say an initialism or an acronym, you must drink from your penalty drink. My name excluded. All those fancy acronyms we use in this industry all the time. And then we got another fun game for you that we're gonna play, but we'll wait for that one to happen here. And that's it. That's it. Hey, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Brandon, headlines. That's kind of a little cocky, like he's my slave or something. Brandon, can you please play headlines for me? I'd really appreciate it.
I honestly. He needs to just do it without even you saying anything. It should just be boom.
That would be solid.
You did call him the best producer. He's got to act like it.
Mark, get ready, because I'm gonna have you kind of head this headline, if you will.
Chad, this is gonna be bad.
Plan Design Consultants, the family-owned third-party administrator out of the San Francisco Bay Area, is hiring a new internal sales consultant to back up their glorious team of salespeople, Chad Johansson, Justin McNeil, and Mark Palmini. There's the ad we put out. No, seriously, folks, we are hiring an internal sales support for these guys here today. Mark, what kind of people are you looking for? What do you think this job's going to be like? Are you excited to have an internal? Like, give me a little, context.
There was a lot of questions there. So let me just start with the simple stuff of who are we looking for? Somebody who can keep Chad calm, maybe more kind of like a therapist in a way, like you really understand reading between the lines, because Chad doesn't have a lot. The other Chad doesn't have a lot of time to speak in.
I knew
I'm sure this one
yeah.
doesn't either.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, speak in details. You gotta
Refer to him as Ryan's little brother.
Sorry, I forgot. I would love to create an acronym for that. But anyways, so you got to read between the lines. You got to know what he's thinking at all times. You got to be available 24/7 at his beck and call.
No one's going to apply.
Exactly. But if you want to work with two other really cool people like Justin and I,
we'll never make you do anything.
Right. We will basically just call to talk and say hi and how is it going, and we'll probably send you a gift card to say thanks for filling in a meeting, maybe. I don't know. But, we're really cool people, down to earth. So if you want to come work with a couple of really mellow, easygoing, but stellar individuals who like to wear robes and say very little, then we're a perfect fit.
And don't forget, everyone out there, that you will get a percentage of Mark and Justin's sales. So
so then you have to be accepting of low income.
I was gonna say, what's zero of zero? Chad, let me tie you into this a little bit, even though you got nothing to do with this. Ubiquity, and we're gonna cover more about what it is. Sales. Are you involved in any of the hiring of new salespeople? And how many salespeople do you have across the country?
Am I involved directly? I would say no. We have
baller. What a baller.
We have, I was number one sales guy, right? So back in the day. In fact, actually, before I answer that question, we have a client who's been with us for 20 years and I sold them. And so that's pretty cool, right?
Hey, I've had a client for 43 years, so whatever, bro.
Nice. Very good. Wait, how long's 401k's been around? No. All right.
1975 we were founded, buddy. No, do you have internals that support your external sales?
So our whole I'll call it our business development stack, right? Because it's all revenue generation. So we have biz dev guys, we've got partnership relationship management people, because we have a lot of distribution partners. We have retirement plan consultants, which are the front line of the sales side of the organization. We have sales associates who back those folks up, sort of like an internal, like a qualifier. And then of course, marketing and everything that goes with that. So, there's quite a myriad of people on that side of the business. I think if I added them all up, maybe like 12 to 14 or so right now.
So we're just like that, except for it's just Chad, Mark, and Justin. And
hey, that's nice.
And now they're looking for some support. So if anyone out there is interested in this job,
can I just say, in defense of myself, I'm not looking for support here. Okay. I'm a benefactor of whatever ad went out for you getting somebody. And I'm excited to have that internal piece, but I'm a lone wolf. I do things on my own. I like to control everything.
Well, there you go, everyone. The job's a lot easier. Apparently, Mark doesn't want you to help him out. That was the worst job offer posting verbally in the history of the world.
Okay.
But it's all good. All right.
How about this? You have to be able to pound a Smirnoff Ice in under 6.3 seconds.
Love it.
He's fired.
Love it. Chad, you were going to tell everyone about our new hire that we're looking to do, but I gave it to Mark and he completely botched it. But we're going to move on. All right, next headline. Trans Am is buying Tag.
Ding, ding, ding. Sorry. I have my buttons up.
I don't know, but I'm going to drink for that.
The Answer Group. Isn't it the Answer Group?
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's how I knew it back in the day. Yeah.
So anyways, normally my instinct would be to move right past this since it involves pooled employer plans and I don't need to give them any more spotlight, but I figured it's necessary. You guys need to know and see it. So Transamerica has always been involved in this multiple employer plan, pooled employer plan space. We all know the Answers Group has also been a player here. They've partnered in the past on lots of different things, but now Transamerica is bringing them in-house. Who's the dude there? Troy Tissu? I don't know how to say his last name. That's running that up, but who knows? Maybe based on their press release, which is a little vague, this might be good news for pooled employer plans. And maybe Transamerica is looking at a little more flexibility, allowing different third-party administrators to tap into different pooled employer plan options. I don't know. Check it out. There's not a lot in the press release, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. Let's keep moving it along. In other headlines, there's a new edition of 401k Specialist magazine that's out there, peeps. And I've loved the cover. It's very, very cool. It's chock full of a bunch of stuff. Remember, go to 401kspecialistmag.com and you can download and or look at the digital edition of it, as well as obviously these things will be shipped to your homes if you're on their list there.
Just skip past the page where Hackler said something. Just move right past that. No.
Hackler is in there. That's right, Robe Guy. On the cover is Ann Lester of JP Morgan fame and kind of Target Date fame. She's moving into a different stage in her career. Oh, don't know the guy's name.
Hey, real quick, Chad, when you talked in the chat bar, make sure you're talking to everybody.
Rookie.
Yeah, he pasted the link to the cover. You're Ryan's little brother.
This is gonna be hard.
Although she's a great cover story, and although she is retiring, she's still got her finger in quite a few things in the business. So anyways, read that one. There's some talk about guaranteed income seems to be sneaking through the whole edition, the whole magazine in different places. So that's still a trend that everyone needs to keep their eye on. Our recent guest, David Blanchette, is quoted in an article on the whole 4% rule and whether that's going away. Blah, 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 blah. But, you know, go check it out. All right, Chad Parks, let's move right on to topic number one. We, Plan Design Consultants, were a third-party administrator founded in 1975. So 1999, the online 401k is something you start. Early 2000s, throughout us being in the Bay Area, we're very aware of the online 401k. I mean, shit, there might have been a time back in the day, Chad, I apologize here now. I probably talked mad shit about your company in the kind of competitive vibe. You know, we were right there in the same town competing with you. And I was like, oh, screw these guys. But I will tell you, as I've matured, yes, I have, I've come now to actually like really respect, here we are 20 years later, the business that you built. And to be honest with you, I feel like you're kind of like you're like the original gangster. I wanted to use the acronym of the disruptors. You know, we've got, and we're going to talk a bit about them today, but let's get some context on how much success you've had in terms of size of plan. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pry into your personal business here. Ubiquity, formerly the online 401k, now Ubiquity.
Like Prince, formerly known as.
How many total plans, ballpark, are you guys doing?
Well, we got a lot of different products suite. So round numbers these days, what's called about 7,500, I'd say.
7,500 because you're doing 401k, you do HSA. Oh God dang it! You do.
We don't do health savings accounts. We had a partner which we referred, but yeah, I mean, you know, we're the full stack, right? We're fully bundled, open architecture, delivering via the internet, and you know, chose to work with the startup market and the small plan market, and that, you know, that's it in a nutshell, on a flat fee for service basis. And we did not have, and we still don't have, any affiliation with the actual investments. You know, we go on to say, like, I don't care if you have $1 or $1 million, and I don't care what you invested. You know, we help facilitate all that, but we are strictly, you know, TPA administrator, record keeper.
Independent open architecture with no rev share.
Oh my gosh, what was it? What was the
administrator?
Ah, crap. All right.
Yeah, and you guys were attacking it from that same philosophy 20 years ago. You say you're in the small micro market. What do you figure the average client? You say 7,500. What are we talking? 10, 15 employees, more,
Yeah.
less?
Yeah, I mean, throughout our entire life cycle here, we have had it move up and down a little bit, but it goes as high as 22, down as low as 11, but whatever in that range, that's our average client size.
How many total employees at Ubiquity? Ballpark.
Right now, we're about 85.
85 employees. Okay. So what are you dragging in each year in revenue?
Well, I guess this is relatively public information. It's I'll round numbers, about 15 million.
$15 million. Everything around me. Queen, get the money. Okay, last question in this area. What color is your Lambo?
No, it's a white Ford
Which
Explorer.
one? Which one?
Yeah.
No, it's good. I appreciate transparency. It's just fun to get a vibe on the size of the company,
Sure.
And
Yeah,
again,
sorry, you didn't ask, but we record keep about 3 billion. Today,
3 billion.
so
Sorry.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
one. That sounds good. When you do that, put your pinky to your mouth next time, okay?
Billion with a B. That's right. This is 2022.
It's good for me too to just compare myself and realize how much you've absolutely kicked my ass in the game of business over the last 20 years. So kudos to you. One thing I noticed about Ubiquity is
$1 million.
you guys have branched out in a couple different ways. I wanted. You said you're not doing health savings accounts. You're partnering with someone else. But are you doing IRAs? Are you look? God damn it.
Yep.
Are you looking at pooled employer plans? You do solo Ks. I know that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah. So I'll talk
stuff?
you guys through. Yeah. I mean, look, this is I know we're a bit of an enigma. Some people have perceptions about what we are and who we are and what we do. You had a perception about that when you were, talking smack in the late 90s, early 2000s. But to be fair, I would talk smack about TPA. Oh crap, TPA shops. Twice.
That's true.
Third-party administrator shops when I'd go in there and try to find a partner,
Sure.
and where it would be wall-to-wall file cabinets, and I'm just like, this can't be where we need to be. So that was really one of the impetus. But so our product suite today, our bread and butter are standalone 401k plans, and we offer 3 types of that in our suite, from its simplest to its most complex, turnkey to you can customize what you want, right? And then as we expand that, so let's talk about the individual. So we do have 2 single K products. One is single K do it yourself, which means you come to us, we help you with the documentation, and you can go and open a retirement trust account wherever you want, right? Open a brokerage account, do whatever you need to. We'll just help you on the administrative side. Recently, we launched Single K Plus, which is a fully record kept single K that comes with a predetermined set of investments from an outsourced 338. That's not one. Okay,
That's
good.
okay.
That is
You're good.
with custom target date portfolios, ready to go turnkey, right? So you don't have to make any decisions. So we've got that for the self-employed. And then hopefully this year, I'm going to be launching a individual IRA for those folks who are looking for that. Oh, good Lord, really?
Hey, you did say you enjoyed your penalty drink, so we're just happy to
Oh,
oblige.
it's so good.
And you guys, and we won't go into it today because I just simply don't have the energy. But you guys also are coming out with a pooled employer plan as well, right?
Okay, I'm watching the bar here. So Tony, yeah, thanks. So on our group side, if you will, I will have this year a payroll deduct individual retirement account product, turnkey, ready to go. I will have eventually later this year a simple product, and I don't know if that one counts as an acronym. I mean, oh come on,
100%.
That counts.
Okay, so I say simple is an acronym, not an adjective. So yes, I caught myself on that one, right? We all know that it's not easy.
Right.
All right, fine. Hang on. And then moving on up the layer of complexity. Yes, we are now officially part of a PEP. Pooled employer plan.
I don't know if JD ever told you that.
This is harder than it looks, especially when you're the one doing the talking, right?
Can you say Tahoe, Chad?
Yeah,
All right,
for
continue
sure.
on.
He's coming.
Start moving on that treadmill, Chad. Come on. Keep
Yeah,
going,
right.
buddy.
Oh my God. But yeah, if I disappear like this, something bad.
Well, let me take it a step further. Okay, got it. I love that.
Yeah.
You're hitting all these
But I
areas.
appreciate- someone did mention, and I will appreciate that plug here. One of the things that we also do now is, yes, as a business process outsourcer, okay, not those three letters.
Chad,
Chad, yeah.
this is my show, and I'm
You
about
asked,
to
I'm
I'm about to go to the questions on principle and simply retirement. And
oh, you are okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love it that
Yeah,
we're
so
on the
you guys-
same page. Love it that we're on the same page, but don't try to take over my host role. We're gonna go there right now, right? Did you guys?
Wow. Some egotistical stuff going on there, buddy.
Am I getting this wrong? I know you did. You were part of the Costco 401k.
Oh my gosh.
So here we go. 2.0 version of you all branching out, which I think is really cool and very entrepreneurial of you. So you guys were behind the Costco 401k. Just for our audience, real quick. So what was the idea that I could literally walk through Costco and get a 401k while I also grabbed a box of 15 pairs of jeans?
Right.
Kinda. Yeah. So that came as a result of our relationship we had with Intuit. So I appreciate you saying we were one of the pioneers in this space, right? So 2008, we started working with Intuit.
I don't think he said pioneer.
Pre-show before I did. Yeah.
Okay. So Intuit online 401k was us. We powered that. We were behind that. And they had a relationship with Costco, and Costco said, sure, we'd be interested, because they sold the QuickBooks and other stuff on the shelf, so to speak. Remember, this is still shrink wrap software days. So part of that relationship was that, when you walk out of Costco on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, there's that big wall of business services, and they have brochures. And we were one full page of that brochure that says, get your 401k from Costco.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's cool, right?
Yeah. You also, I think you just brought up the Intuit.
Did you get a 401k from Costco though? I think that needs to be known.
We had a lot of clients sign up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
but were you also, were you guys also the ones, did you get a gig with QuickBooks? Were you the QuickBooks people too?
Yeah. So not QuickBooks itself, but Intuit's payroll division. And they had just purchased an online company. I forget the name of it. And their QuickBooks payroll. And so, it was all sort of a mashup, but we were behind it, and it was doing quite well. It broke into the top 10 in terms of volume with plan sponsors rankings way back then in 08, 09. But then we know what happened, right? 08, 09 happened, 10, 11. And then also sort of senior management over there decided it wasn't moving the needle enough. A $3.6 billion revenue company selling, 1,500 401k plans a year doesn't get their attention. However, they're back full circle now. And one of my competitors is apparently in there and seeing what they can do.
Guideline, right? Guidelines in there. We'll
Yes.
talk about, we'll talk a bit about them. Chad, let's bring us up to the current day. We saw Principal come out with Simply Retirement as a product type somewhat recently. And I think the press release was with Ubiquity as the backer. Did you have a question for him around that, Chad, at all?
Well, not necessarily a question. Well, a little bit of a question, which is the outcome of where we're at now. Because it originally launched being Ubiquity only from a compliance standpoint. Then they broadened it to use other third-party administrators, and we've been pretty well versed on it. We've onboarded a couple plans now. We're seeing your team jump in and do all the communications and the onboarding and the technology. The question that I posed to JD was, how did that conversation go when Principal came back and said, I know we built this product around you and it was only going to be with you from a compliance side, but now we're going to push it out to other third-party administrators?
Yeah, that's, and thanks for asking that and noticing that. That model has always been Principal's model, right? And I think that they'd always known that after we got off the ground with the fully bundled solution, that the TPA community is shit. How come you didn't catch me on it? Right? Third-party administrator community.
It was always part of the plan. It was always part
it's very important to them, and they didn't want them to have to feel like they had to choose, or be left out. And so we'd always had a record-keeping only solution. And so what we did with Principal was we built out a more robust experience. And if you're seeing that, it's in version 1, and it will continue to get better, right? I mean, we're not Hancock. I don't have $200 million to build this awesome portal yet, but we have been in those shoes. We know what you guys want. We know what you need. We know the value add you bring to your clients, and so we're being very supportive of that.
This is interesting to me. Go ahead, Chad.
I was just going to say, I can't imagine a situation when Principal launched this, they thought we would roll out bundled only and then move into this unbundled approach, because they get a lot of pissed off third-party administrators when that came down the pike. And from the sales community too, the folks who were supposed to be repping this for you were out there saying, I'm never going to do it. We love our third-party administrators. I'm not going to sell this bundled solution. And then the last point I'll make, because this is a pet peeve of mine, it's not bundled, right? Like, you're an outside compliance administrator. That's what we would be. It's not bundled with Principal. It's a Principal product that's powered by Ubiquity. It's the Ubiquity chassis that Principal's trying to push. And kudos to you for creating that relationship. Again, so smart from a business development side. I hope it works out for you. But and it's good. I'll say to the people here so far, I mean, from a technology standpoint, the continued drips, the way it's running out for these small plans that are looking for simplicity, it's solid.
Did I understand you though, Chad? I thought Chad Parks that that if it's sold today with Principal with a TPA, that your firm is still playing a role somehow, right?
Yeah, we're still the backbone of it all.
Yeah, we're you got called there. I'm not continuing to tell you. Yeah, okay. Get out your Grey Goose. All right. So yes, the record keeping component and the user experience and the client interface and your interface and your experience and the advisor interface and advisor experience on Simply Retirement, where you are the administrator, all that is us. And we lift out the component of the compliance and third-party administrator work.
Why do you think, you'd know better than anyone, why would Principal work with a company like Ubiquity as opposed to just do it themselves with a small market product?
Put me in the hot seat. Why don't you?
No, those are just questions, people. That's just my honest question from my heart.
And I'll give you an honest answer that hopefully won't get me in trouble. It's economics, right? First and foremost. It's infrastructure, legacy systems. It's the ability to do high volume at low price point that the market is needing. It is also a combination of, at what point do you have to draw the line, and so meaning, they just can't economically make things work below a certain threshold, but yet they don't want to say no to these important relationships. And so they went out and said, let's, and I give them a lot of credit for this. They were one of the first ones and early ones to say, let's look at a digital solution. Let's put our might behind it, and let's close that small end of the market gap, which we can't do very well, but we know that we need to, because that's where the biggest opportunity is. That
was well described. And it actually parlays us into the next subject, because we're going to play a little quick, what we're going to do is spin the wheel of ice. Let's spin the fucking wheel of ice. And then we'll discuss a little more this technology stuff we speak of.
I'm gonna be confident that I'm not gonna have any more acronyms.
Me, everyone.
Okay.
What do you mean, everyone?
Does this carry over as well?
Yep. Of course.
Oh man.
I'm actually nervous. Okay.
I didn't think about that.
All right. Okay. Chad, you can pitch anything you want to for the next 10 to 15 seconds, whatever you want to do.
Hey Chad, you like my shirt?
That's you, Chad really? Parks. I mean, you can pitch whatever you want, buddy.
Oh, me? Yeah. Okay. I kind of figured as much. I don't need to pitch anything. Geez, what do I want to say? Hot seat. Here you go. For everybody out there in the world, especially the United States, your retirement savings is up to you. It's not up to your employer. It's not up to the government. You have to figure this out yourself. There's plenty of tools, plenty of opportunity, plenty of companies like ours and yours who want to help you get there, but you got to step up to the plate and do it yourself.
If I was part of Congress or Washington, D.C., and you were standing at the front and you just said that, I would stand up and clap for you.
Now, it's not to say we don't love government intervention. with Secure Act 1.0 and maybe 2.0 and state mandates, right? Hey, bring it on. You know, that's part of solving this looming retirement crisis, which we talked about in the film. And you know, coverage is the biggest thing. Getting these small businesses to get up and over this perception that they can't have a retirement plan, or they don't want one, or don't need one. That's been our battle. That's my battle for 20 something years. It's like, just get in the system, right?
Is Greg saying that those were penalties that went in his big speech there?
How many did we just have?
Greg, confirm if you think. No, he's not. He's saying.
I'm saying setting every community up for 2.0 and 1.0.
No.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Chad, not the younger brother of Ryan. Let's talk about disruptors a little bit. I feel like I said earlier, we use the word pioneer. I use the word original gangster. You know, of being a disruptor, because this is very, very true. Don't say my acronyms for me. In 1999 and 2000, when you were the online 401k and TPAs had binders and binders on their bookshelves, dang it, got it. You definitely came to the market as you were almost waving the same flag, I feel like, and had the same kind of bullet points on your brochure that I hear from the guidelines and the human interests and the Foresalls today. I mean, you were literally 20 years ahead of them. And well, I'll ask you this in the after show, if you're jealous of their hundreds of millions of dollars of venture capital funding and private equity, but because you were doing this stuff long before they were. But here's my question for you, straight up. What's your take on guideline, human interest, for us all?
So thank you for that acknowledgement. You know, it is fair to say we were a little bit ahead of the curve, you know, both in terms of market awareness, market demand, technology. You know, I saw this need and I just jumped on it, and using the internet. And so, you know, the old saying is that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, we're very flattered these days, right? But what I really love about having other competitors come into the space is that it absolutely validates it. You know, 100% says this is a market that needs help. And, you know, by various data sources, whatever you want to believe, there's been about $1 billion invested into this space in the last 5 years. Human interest, guideline, smart, for us all. You mentioned those guys, Vestwell, don't forget them, right? So, and I noticed somebody's comment there earlier says there isn't a true disruptor. There's Tony Davis, and I agree. You know, what are we disrupting? That's a very subjective word, you know, to be disruptive, right? And so I think what we're trying to all do is to use technology in a way and think about the market and the business a little differently than the incumbent players, you know, because they built their forts, they've got a moat, they have no invested interest in changing that, because if they change it, it'd be like Kodak. You know, did you know that Kodak actually invented the digital camera? And then they're like, oh crap, what did we do? We just put ourselves out of business, right? So if anything, the disruption is more so, I believe, in the business model, in which way they are generating their revenue, more so than technology. So when I think about each of my you know, my competitors, so to speak. Hang on one sec. It's not ready. It's okay. We'll take the label. We got UPS coming for a return. Like, not gonna happen right now.
And when you say, I think what you're referring to is all of them, as far as I can tell, are like a flat fee type of thing for record keeping, which would be very different from the legacy providers that have always been asset based, right?
Well, and that's the thing. And like each one of them, each one that we both just named has a little bit different subtle business model, you know? So yeah, Guideline says that they're flat fee for service, and I believe they are the most pure. Vestwell probably has an asset play. For Us All was going to go into record keeping, but they stopped, and now they're laying on top, and they want to be 338, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Human Interest wants to be your 338, but they also want and you know, Betterment wants to be your 338, but hey, if you're an advisor, come to us, right? So there's all these different complexities. You have to really peel the onion back and say, what is your real business model? Who are you or are you not competing with? And, you know, how are you make money, right? And then each of us is different, you know, so it's not fair to lump us all together, so to speak.
No, I agree. I do think they're all tackling it from some different ways. You mentioned Vestwell. I put Aaron Schumann in an entirely different category in terms of his business model. But I do feel like the guidelines and the human interest, which was once Captain 401, came,
Yeah.
came to the market saying, hey, look, the market's broken because it's too expensive. And we're here as these new disruptors, these kind of, Silicon Valley tech-based new disruptors, and we're going to offer plans that are cheaper. Do you think both of those companies came to the market, I would say, kind of ignorant of the role of the advisor, the financial advisor?
Oh yeah.
They somehow felt like they could just sell direct to the plan sponsor. What is Ubiquity, or I should probably say the online 401k stance on that back in the day? I know you're an advisor partner these days. Do you think that was a massive mistake for Guideline and human interest?
Well, so I'm going to say no. And here's why. Because the addressable market is some 5 million small businesses in our country that represent over 60 million employees who don't have the ability to save at work. That's the stats we have today. If these advisors could figure out a way to profitably service that market, they would be all over it, but they can't. And it's pure economics. If you have an AUM business model, you're not going to be able to make money until those plans have what, $500,000, $1 million. Oh, Jesus. Wait, I'm turning freaking red.
Yeah, that's what the show's all about.
An asset under management business model, then that's why this market is so underserved, because you have to flip the model upside down. That was my actual eureka moment when I started this company. Was I too was attracted as an AUM, and I did some quick math and I said, okay, each plan will be worth about $10,000. What did I say now?
Assets under management again.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I've heard you say this. You did the math. You needed to make 10 grand over a 5-year period. You make $2,000 a year. You charge your clients $165 a month.
Wow, you have heard me say this.
I think later in your career, you decided maybe you'd supplement that with a $5 per participant or $60 a year. Wow. But regardless of how you're doing it, Chad, I understand you're doing it as a flat fee to the employer. And I think that's phenomenal. And I think we're learning a lot about that in this day and age. However, actually, I could come to your side a little bit, but only if the advisors win out in the end. You've been in this for 20 plus years. You know what it's like to service 401k plans, both from a record keeping perspective and from an administrative perspective. Right. And I feel like if you don't have an advisor in the mix, it all is hell in a handbasket, right? Like shit's not going to work out. Now I understand you guys look at the micro market and you think, well, a lot of people aren't doing their job in the micro market in the first place. So if we could cut them out, go direct, get billions of dollars in venture capital funding and close the coverage gap at the same time, what a win-win. That scares me a little bit. It scares me as a defender for the financial advisor community. Someone pulled me aside the other day and convinced me a little bit, and I wonder what your thoughts are on this, and then we'll move to a game. They said, JD, look, if even the guidelines and the human interests and even the small plan pooled employer plans, if they can get all these clients to sign up new plans, startup plans that weren't there before, this whole kind of coverage gap you're talking about, 70+% of companies with less than 100 employees, don't have a 401k to offer their people. Then they said, JD, but look, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 7 years, those plans will grow. They'll look for more sophisticated solutions from advisors, and this will be a win-win-win. And it kind of stumped me because I've been very anti it the whole time. And I was like, okay, shit, like maybe there's a concept there. Is that something that you believe in?
I think you're right. Yes, because think of us as like an incubator. We grow them up until they become more complex. And I would like to see an environment where the advisor community doesn't have to go out and prospect this group. That's what we're doing. And we should offer advisors as an option, as an add-on. Would you like to have an advisor associated to this plan, and here's the benefits, and make that a referral system back to advisors. So I'm a feeder to the advisors, and for those who want it. And I mean, it's just that but again, the advisors have to be able to say, how can I efficiently and effectively service this plan? What is my role? And you've seen this change, right, with 338s versus the actual plan advisor. And again, in this market, and define it however you want, under 100 employees, under $1 million of assets, the role of the advisor, it's difficult because you have, what we see is the institutional 338s taking over that role. Then if you're the individual at the plan level, what value do you bring, and how can you afford to do that for a 15-person company, right? You really can't add your magic touch unless you have some ways of delivering that through an electronic medium. And I mean, I've been watching some of the chat here just to set the record straight. I was the advisor. Maybe you guys don't know my background. I got out of school as a retail stockbroker at Piper Jaffray, which I hated, right? Calling people selling them muni bonds. I earned my certified financial planner designation, and I started working with small businesses in San Francisco. From there, I quit Piper and I hung my shingle at Linsco Private Ledger, Linsco Private Ledger.
Check swing.
Phew, caught it. Thank you. I like that. Good, Justin. For about a year,
I didn't do anything.
and then I wanted to do fee-based work, not commission-based work. And they said, go get yourself an RIA, registered investment advisor.
You're doing so well.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're doing so good.
Because
Yeah.
we don't have that capability right now. So I formed my own with the state of California. And there I was, an independent certified financial planner, independent registered investment advisor. And I chose to work in the retirement savings space because my clients had complex needs. What led me into this 401k space was the fact that I was out there looking for plans for my clients that wouldn't pay me fat commissions, that weren't group variable annuity contracts with 300 basis points inside. And I was bumping up against some archaic third-party administrators who were drowning in paper, and the internet was coming along. And I was like, okay, this is where it's got to go. So this company was started by an advisor, has always been advisor friendly, has always left that door open for advisors to say, you come in, you be the asset manager, you do that role. I don't want to do that. I got burned so many times with Enron and WorldCom and other stuff. I'm like, I'm done with that. So let me just be the intel inside. Let me create the machine that will work for everybody.
Yeah, I get it. We can go a little deeper on that in the after show. Because I have some.
Like Daniela. I like Daniela's on the lead so far for the chat. He's getting pink, but he's still speaking.
Don't worry.
You don't know me very well.
You've been calling me pink for years. Let's play a game, and then we'll come back to a little bit of this. Brandon, we call this game Winners and Losers, Chad Parks. We're going to put up 2 images, and we're going to ask you to tell us which one of these images is the winner and which one is the loser and why. Oh, jeez, we went right to it.
Oh my goodness. Jeez, people.
Right to it. We'll keep this one short and quick. Which one's the winner? Which one's the loser, and why?
There's a
I'm
third
making the
one.
call.
We've never had 3 options before.
Oh, you get it's more choices, Mark. That's good.
Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it's actually pretty easy for me.
Okay. Because you hate Guideline because they took over the
No.
Intuit count?
Look, out of the 3 of them, I have the most respect for them. I think they're the winner. And do you want to know why, or is that the end of the game?
Yeah, Guideline's the winner, and we want to know why. Sure.
All right. For us all, like I said, had gone in there to be the whole stack, and then they gave up on being the record keeper and administrator.
Haven't
And
they
from what
also
I
done like
understand-
massive crypto now too? Like they're like really
Yeah, and then they said, well, we can buy, this is buzzwords, right? Oh, you can buy crypto in your plan. I'm like, okay, well, what good does that do me, right? So as far as I know, on their current business model, they're more of an enrollment engine. They have David, the coach guy. They want to be a 338. They're charging up to 50 or 60 basis points to do that. And it's just like, okay, well, it's a nice add-on. You're going to find a niche, but and then again, this is dated information. So these guys are going to watch this and I'm going to get all kind of hate mail. Human interest, Captain 401k as their roots, came out of Y Combinator, lots of money. I just believe there's so much hubris there that that's not going to be a good formula for success. They go out and raise another $200 million. They're going and hiring 800 people, and they're immediately saying to the marketplace that they want to go public. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
You know, you went from 0 to 100, like, but what have you done? And all I can say otherwise is that we have hired some folks from all these firms, and that's
Got
all.
some
I'll say.
inside information. Chad, I'm interested.
I like CP drinking this much. He's giving us the goods right now.
It's like, yeah, his PR person. Oh, damn it! His public relations person's texting him right now.
This
Like,
is
Chad,
me,
watch
dude.
it.
Like,
Watch
this
it.
is, you get me at a conference, you get me going, give me a soapbox. Just watch out. This
No,
is what it is.
I figured you would know some inside stuff about these companies. So that's kind of why I planted this in there and why I wanted to have some of those conversations today. I'm going to ask you at the end in the after show whether you've had any like big funding over the years. My instinct is that you haven't really. Maybe you've done this a lot on your own. No, he says no. We'll get to that later. Let's go to the I'm going to let.
We've raised enough. I mean, we've got outside investor, but not venture capital, not private equity, private individuals who are long-term patient money. And, you know, it's a significant amount of money over the years that we've actually invested in the company, but it's never been a lump sum windfall. It's always been, you know, here's some capital. What would you do with it? Go 5 years, show us that you can do it, get to profitability. Okay, are we going to reinvest again? What are we going to invest in? You know, and that's been our journey. And that's what led us to our own proprietary platform. And now we're about to break out. So that's about, you know, I'll bring you the current date, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I sometimes I feel like, and we'll move on from this slide, but sometimes I feel like these companies are very, very good at convincing venture capital and investors that they're about to change the world. And then when I look at it as an industry insider, I'm just like, what are they doing that's of all this value? Like, I don't see anything.
We've said it for a while. We're not seeing, and I think Chad said it earlier, what their actual revenue generation product is going to be in the future. I think they're going to get into the asset game. They're going to build out portfolios, whatever it may be. They've got something else, leveraging the data. There is another avenue to them selling low cost flat fee services.
Daniela Moisesef, if I could say that 3-word combo that you described me as, I would describe myself as that all the time. It sounds very chic. Chad Parks, are you down with Zuckerberg's metaverse? I mean, do you want to slap on the Oculus and go hiking through the mountains or surf pipeline? Or are you more of a purist that wants to actually go out and experience nature when the metaverse is available to you?
This is my personal preference, or who's going to win?
Ooh. I'd much rather go the who's going to win.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds more fun.
I think, unfortunately, the metaverse will, and that's because if I look at the TikTok generation, and you look at all that, and you know, these things are only so old, right? You can't see it in my phone, but look at how much that's changed everybody in such a short period of time, and you know, there's going to be a real cool factor to the metaverse, but unfortunately, it's going to be at the cost of human interaction and nature.
Fair enough. I totally thought you were going to go the other way. I'm going to take it to Justin for some feedback on Zuck's metaverse or nature, and not which one's going to win, Justin. Which one do you want to partake in?
Why do you even go to me on this? It's like you talking about peps, nature all the way.
Your nature all the way?
Yeah.
Chad, your nature.
Justin said an acronym.
Your nature too?
I'm nature too, but I kind of disagree with Chad on the metaverse side. I mean, after living in Colorado and being in California for so many years, I think that there is a massive portion of our population who is cognizant of the impact technology is making.
That
like
smokes
it for the
a lot of weed. It doesn't like the
there.
government.
Yeah, I don't think they're willing to go there. I agree with you. There is a younger generation that's emerging through, but those are their parents, and I don't see it happening in my lifetime.
They could make it like Ready Player One. That might change.
Maybe then.
That's my flow there, Justin. You would think the nature hippie surfer guy in me would go nature all day long, but if I could go surf pipeline when I'm 65 years old and not get hurt, and it feels like I'm surfing pipeline, Ready Player One me up
it's not
all
gonna
day,
feel
bro.
like you're surfing pipeline though. You're not gonna get that. The wind, the cold, you're not gonna have that.
You're not gonna get wet.
JD will
You're
have
not
someone
gonna get
spraying
wet.
him.
That's what happens when you surf. You're in water.
Brandon's got thoughts.
Have you never been to a 4D ride at an amusement park? Come on.
Part of the fun of backpacking is thinking that I'm gonna die. Like I love going out 100 miles, being so far from civilization that I can't get back if something happens. Without
Sweet.
that risk, it's no. I mean, I would do the metaverse. Like I'm sure I would do metaverse stuff, but like no, I love the danger.
Okay, talk to your psychologist about that. Let's do the next one. Let's do the next
You guys are
one.
all. By the way, you're all missing the point. The metaverse is gonna win because that generation is killing nature. Just so you know, we're just tearing it apart.
Yeah, well,
Everything's
nature
polluted.
I'm mining their
Nature won't be
Bitcoin.
an option. Nature
Yeah,
won't
we're
be an
just
option.
mining for fake.
All right,
money.
Chad, this one's just for you. Who's the winner and who's the loser? That's
Oh gosh,
Jesus.
really, Fred? Poor Fred.
Huh? There's only one right answer here, Chad.
Fred Rush.
Yes, good. Next one.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Well done, well done. I think we got one more, then we'll wrap it. This is, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I created this one, and then Justin in the group text sent an image today of his choice at the liquor store, and it was all these seltzers and these beers. Mark came to the show proclaiming this new weird hippie seltzer thing he's got. Chad talked about it, so this should be fun. All right, Chad.
It's true. I did
And
buy.
there's
I
Brandon
was
drinking a.
getting ready for this. I went to the
Vodka
store
soda.
and then I spotted this. They're not calling it a hard seltzer. It's a hard tea. So it's like hibiscus tea with 5% malt alcohol, no carbs, no sugar. And I was like, all right, and elderberry and blueberry flavor. So God knows what that's going to taste like. But I bought it out of curiosity. I had to buy a 6-pack because they didn't have singles. I would have bought a single just to try. But based on everything I've ever tried like that, beer's always going to win.
Oh, nice. And let's tap your intellectual brain. If you had to invest
Oh yeah, wait, sorry.
$100,000.
Zima and Bartles and James, yes.
If you had to invest $100,000 on the industry of seltzer versus the industry of beer going forward from this point on for the next 10 years, who do you invest with?
Beer,
Good.
100%.
I like it. Seltzer's a fleeting little thing, right? We'll leave it in the dust. Chad,
Yeah, go ahead.
Ryan's little brother, which one of these do you want to drink when you want to go? Okay.
There's no question. There was a moment in my life where I enjoyed the seltzers a lot, but now it's beer 90% of the time if those are my two options.
Have you ever done a keg stand like that picture?
That's probably me.
That looks like Chad.
All right.
There's no bald spot there, but
Justin, seltzer or beer?
Beer.
Beer.
For the record, the photo I sent was of the Smirnoff Ices.
I feel like that falls in the seltzer loose category.
Yeah.
No?
Anyways,
Mark, you're about to have the weekend of your life. You're going to go golfing with your buddies. You're set up for like 3 golf courses. You're going to hit up all these great restaurants, no restaurants. You're golfing, staying at a pad, and I can ship you your alcohol for the weekend. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of these things. Do you want hundreds of beers or hundreds of seltzers?
Beer.
Okay. All is right with the
I
world.
don't believe Mark with that answer. If you're going to be on the golf course drinking all day long, you're totally going seltzers, Mark.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. We'll
I'm
see.
just
We'll
glad
see on the
all
next
this-
golf trip.
I'm just glad all is right with the world. I felt like seltzers were taking over the world. Chap Bar Champion, going to you first, Ryan's little brother. Your vote for Chat Bar is whom?
It was overlooked. I mean, he had a good night in general, but there's one specific comment about how our industry tends to circle back on itself over and over, and I'm going Grant's. There's Grant's comment in there.
Oh, shit.
I was
They're in the hunts. They're in the hunts. I shouldn't say they.
Well,
Jason
Hackler.
is in the hunt for the mug. Justin, your pick for Chat Bar Champion.
I am torn. I'm hoping whichever one I don't pick, someone else votes. But Michael Kushner got me good with the Mom Meatloaf comment when Chad was talking to the UPS people behind him.
Okay.
If anyone caught that or not.
Kush is into the semis. Road guy.
Tony Davis.
Okay. I was going to go Tony Davis as well. I felt like he was super active, frequent. He caught our guests' attention quite a bit. That's always says something good. And the final vote into the finals is for you, Mr. Ubiquity. Who's it going to be?
Oh, well, I'm just kind of scrolling through here. I don't know.
Well, it's tough because you're probably half hammered right now too. So.
Well, no. I think Daniela for me. Yeah.
Okay, Daniela.
Gangster.
Daniela from the. Can I say SMART? SMART's not an acronym, is it? No.
By the way,
Daniela, here we go.
really got called out for that one. People were not happy, and come on, people, we know this stuff. We know what acronyms are not.
All right, vote away, people. Vote away for your Chapter champion of tonight's show.
Didn't know.
I did know.
No, you didn't.
I looked it up, but then I knew.
Exactly.
Whenever Mark rubs like this, you know he's lying.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Totally paused too. Got real quiet. He's like, "Fuck, someone come."
But then I was like,
Daniela.
I
Daniela's
double checked to make sure I was right, and then I saw Daniela say it's not an acronym. I'm like, yes.
Someone's, by the way, we are getting very close to someone getting all 4 mugs and winning this competition and getting the 5th mug. The winner tonight is Danielle. What?
I thought Hackler had them all, or he's just won 5 times. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, Hackler, you have all 4?
Yeah, he says he's got them. He's got them all.
I think he
All right,
does.
I can cross-check that. Daniela Moisesev, you are the winner tonight, our champion. Let me know what mug you would like. It sounded like you need a JD, but confirm that in the deal which one you want. A chat, a Mark, a Justin, or a JD. Everybody, next week we are going to be live in Nashville at the American Trust Conference. Our show goes on at 4:15 Nashville time. Where are your notes, JD? Our special, I believe that's 2:15 Pacific time.
Yeah.
5:15 East Coast time. Our guest will be the CEO of Edgeco Holdings / American Trust, John Moody, the Matrix guy who built Matrix and sold it to Broadridge. Absolute industry stud. We are going to stream it. We think we're going to try. That's the plan. We have a backup plan. If the stream might be low quality, we don't know. Like, take it easy on Brandon. He's got a lot on his plate to do that show. We also have a backup where we may stream live to tape at our regular 4:30 Pacific time. So you can also plan on showing up.
What?
You can plan on showing up at 4:30. I'll describe it for you, Mark.
Yeah.
We will film the show. Brandon will be recording it. If the stream, maybe didn't work, or maybe we'll do both, he will run up to his hotel room, get those files put together, produced, and pump them out at 4:30 for everyone to watch.
Yeah,
that is a lot.
So like Jim just said in the chat, double hair. I thought you were saying we were going to do another one.
Mark's worried about his evening time in Nashville. He's
Dude,
like,
Justin
got an
and
early
I
morning.
fly out at like 6:30 the next morning.
We're not going to bed.
Yeah.
No. There's
So
no
anyways,
chance.
so yes, we are hoping to come to you next week. We've managed to pull it off from Chicago, Arizona, other places. So, I feel like it's going to work, but just bear with us and tune in. So I'll put some stuff out on LinkedIn as we get closer to it. And so, yeah, that's what's happening next week, everybody. I wanted to fill you in on that. And thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Chad Parks, we are about to play some music and head into an after show. If you'd like to join us, there's no more AcroSense, so you don't have to worry about, you can, and we'd love to have you there so we can dig a little deeper into some of these subjects. But Chad, thank you so much for coming here, representing Ubiquity, sharing a lot of kind of intimate details about the last 20 years. We appreciate that. And thanks for not wearing that jacket that's up there in the thing. Like, that would have been a distraction.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you for bringing the attention you are to this space in such an irreverent way, making it real, getting rid of the acronyms. We struggle with that in our company every day, but really pleasure to be here. Thanks for letting me be myself. And Moody is a fantastic guy. He's one of the reasons I am successful, because he saw early on what I was trying to do and helped us a lot in our early days of being a great custodial partner. So do thank him for me when you see him next week.
Awesome. Okay, maybe we can get some insights from you in the after show.
Oh,
Okay,
wait, no,
thanks
don't ask me
everyone.
about that time in Colorado.
Brandon, play some music and play it for a little while because I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm leaving. See y'all.
I gotta
See ya,
go.
Chad.
See you guys.
Thanks, Chad.